My name is Alyson Gounden, and I am a PhD candidate at Desautels Faculty of Management at McGill. And my advisor, my wonderful advisor, Brian, is here. I'm also currently a visiting PhD student at MIT Sloan School's Institute for Work and Employment Research with Erin Kelly. I'm presenting to you evidence from my thesis that within jobs, tasks contribute to gender wage inequality. Now, what we know about gender wage inequality comes mostly from two different factors, sets of factors, at the industry level and at the job level. Together, they make up about half of the gender wage gap. But about 40% of the gender wage gap is still unexplained. And one place that we really haven't looked at is within jobs themselves. We've always assumed, in fact, or for a long time assumed, that were we to compare a man and a woman in the same job, that we would not find any evidence of the gender pay gap. There has been a set of papers in the last year that have shown us across many different occupations that it does exist. There is some gender inequality that is substantial within jobs themselves. But the research design was not able to speak to mechanism, and so we don't know why. And that's what I'm hoping to do in my research. One way that we can look into jobs themselves is to look at the tasks that make up a job. And so what I'm doing in my thesis is to look at the types of tasks that are in a job. It's been really hard to find out if tasks contribute to gender wage inequality, because if we were to do that, we would need first to have task data, but across many individuals and for many jobs, as well as pairing it with individual wage data. That's been super hard to find. So imagine my excitement when I found a source of task, job, and wage data in the population of US union staff. So not nurses, not firefighters, but the staff who support them. About 100,000 unique workers in union locals across time. And the exciting part for this research is that there is a within-job description of 5 different task types, and that's what I'm using in my research. With it, I'm able to answer this question. Within the same job, does performing only one versus more than one type of task contribute to gender wage inequality? Now, that's pretty abstract, so let's think of a job together. A secretary. And what I'm able to do with my data, which is very powerful, is a within-individual analysis. So I can take the same person who's a secretary in 1 year with only one type of job and compare them to themselves in a different year in which they have more than one type of task. And this controls for everything seen and unseen, which is unusual and very powerful. My main findings are that men are more likely than women to have a job with more than one type of task. And having a job with more than one type of task is linked to having higher wages than having only one type. And that's about 7% of the mean wage in this sample. And what I find too, which perhaps surprises us, maybe doesn't, is that the returns are different for men and for women. And it's about a 3% difference. So men have about $3,700 and women about $2,500. So my contributions are to these academic areas, but also the one thing I want you to take out and disseminate and remember from my talk is that tasks within jobs contribute substantially to gender wage inequality. It has implications for employers. How we allocate tasks matters. Employees, the tasks we have in our job matters. And for policymakers, we can now start to think about what are the policies that we need to imagine. Thank you very much.